What's up, folks? Are we out here? What is happening, gang? Wow, quite a day already. I'm running around. Barely even gotten set up yet. Just scarfed a sandwich. Been hanging out with folks in the chat while we get started. Hey, what's up, Noober? What's up, everyone else that I've already been talking to? Dom Life, Cloud, Hat Switch, Backyard Legend. Clutch is in here, and Carlos is in here. Michael. What's up, gang? Ian, hey, Sam. What's up, folks? Hey, thanks so much for the support, folks. This is amazing. Right now, we're just hit $325. It's barely been going for an hour. 12 backers, and what I've gathered, the conventional wisdom, I guess, from Kickstarter is that like most campaigns that hit 20% get all the way there eventually. So like we're close. Oh, 350 just jumped up. Holy cow! Yeah. So like $400 is 20%, and they say if you get to 20%, the odds are that you're gonna get there. So amazing! Thank you so much, guys. This is so freaking awesome. Very exciting. Really, really cool. And like I've said before, if we don't get there, this is learning. This is putting it out here. I mean, I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't have friends like you guys, that are willing to support it and interested in it. And the ones that are even just backing it just because they like this channel, it's not even, quite their jam. It's much appreciated all the same. I appreciate the viewers that are like, not interested at all, but are going to put up with my big long promotional campaign. So you guys are the best. It's truly appreciated. What's up, Whacker Maker? Good to see you. Yeah, I was late too. Hey, Bones, what's up, buddy? How's it going, man? Bones, I was just because I've been moving stuff around. I found this. Look at this. I have this taped up with a bunch of my stuff on a shelf. It's a note from Bones. Bones sent me some shirts, Necro Zoo shirts. I got that little note right there where I can see it. Be inspired by the man Bones. Appreciate it, guys. I'm gonna in the next few weeks. I'm gonna repost the City Dio tour video, and I'm gonna repost the video where I showed off the custom figures I made for the comic. Just to for one, man, those videos have been posted a long time ago. I'm pretty sure like this channel was kind of like half the size, if not smaller, even when I first posted those. So I know there's a ton of people that haven't even seen them yet. The thing about YouTube is it's just kind of like, new video is great, but what do you got for me tomorrow? What do you got, And so the stuff, can tend to, I think, disappear from the feed. Hey, I got a question. I'm going to post a poll about this too. They're just curiosity. Where do you guys see the 360 videos, the little shorts, the vertical like TikTok style? Do you see those on your feed? Do you see them? Do you use the shorts thing that much? I'm just curious because I've been posting them. I know people watch them. I think they're reaching people that aren't necessarily even regular viewers. So I'm just curious. A bunch of folks are finding sweet deals. So Dom Life found a damaged packaged Devastator on Amazon for $15. That's a great deal. And Backyard Legend got Cygor for $27. That's a good deal too. Legend, do you see the shorts on your homepage and sub page? Okay. Legend, do you see the shorts in your feed? So like my TV, like in the living room, and I mean, for the last ever since I've been an adult living on my own, my my home media system is a console of whatever generation that I have at the time, that I use to watch apps and Blu-rays and whatever. So I have the YouTube app on there, and it's my like personal. It's not from before Figs signed on. So I'm subscribed to this channel, on that thing, and I'll see the shorts come up in my feed, the regular feed, the homepage. I mean, and I don't know how to even use the shorts part, from if you can use that from TV. Backyard Legend, you use YouTube on TV a lot too, right? Or do you cast it? Recommendation and shorts from Clutch. You see them on shorts. Whacker notifications. So interesting. Appreciate that insight. I'm just curious how other people use YouTube, I guess. And if it's right, because most people I would assume are using mobile. I don't know. Just curiosity. So a few new figs. I got this little dinky guy. I like this guy. I wouldn't mind having a few of these. Where Todd's killing me is this little guy and the Superpowers Batman that's about to come out. Is they give him the black Jim Lee emblem, and I would rather, especially if this guy's blue and gray, yellow belt, he should have the yellow oval. Okay, Carlos, you see the shorts and the regular format videos on the feed. Yeah, they show up, but both types of videos show up in the home page or my main page. Yeah. But I guess the way I use YouTube on my phone is different than the way when I have it on the TV. If it's on the TV, I'm looking for like videos with a long running time that I can put on in the background. You know what I mean? I'm looking for 20, 30-minute long videos where it's, whatever, whether it's toys or it's stuff about movies or video games. Yeah, Whacker Maker is exactly. Turns out he'll pop out the yellow emblem variant a month later. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. What else did I just get? Haunt. I like Haunt. I like Haunt. I've been here and people are hitting me up. CMD store has the Black Adam stuff shipping right now, that whole wave. I know some folks are starting to find Blackest Night, and I'll definitely be picking up those waves, checking them out. I don't think I'm going to pay extra for shipping to get them in hand as soon as possible. They look rad, but really where I'm at right now is I want those 7-inch page punchers, and I want the Superpowers. Why do I always get Superpowers? Yeah, who was talking about it? Was it Hat Switch? Was it you that were saying you were cleaning up your Toy Biz? Or was it, who was it? Down Life? Who said that? Sorry if I'm, who said it? I know I saw it. Let's see. Who said it? Hat Switch, that was you. Oh, you know what? Hey, here's what we're going to do today. I want to do a new Rogues Gallery every like 15, 20 minutes. So remind me, I've got some pre-made. For folks I haven't seen in here yet. I'll be making some new ones, of course. But you know what? I think we need to start out Here we go. Rogues Gallery, #1 for the day. Not number one like importance, just the first one of the day is going to be the fantastic Hat Switch Studios, who I know has been hanging out during the lives for like a long, long time, but recently has just started showing up much more frequently, and I love hanging out with Hat Switch, always bringing the great vibes. Want to talk about toys and everything else. Much appreciated, Hat Switch. It's always good to see you in here. Love it when you can make it. Yeah, remind me, just keep an eye on the, watch the clock maybe, and every 15, 20 minutes or so, I'll probably forget. We'll keep them going. We'll keep them going. Where there's a bunch, I mean, there's just so many of you that are like long overdue. I know it. I want to make sure you guys have earned it. Well, look at this. We're at 370 right now, 14 backers. Wait, is 400 20%? Yes, it is, right? 2,000 divided by 2,000 times 400. Yes. See, when we hit $400, that's going to be a huge milestone, because like I said, the conventional wisdom is that the campaigns that hit 20% of the goal tend to get funded. Most of them do. I think it's like 80% of the ones that hit 20%. Let me move this light. It's a little hot. Hey, Nomad, Chico, hey, appreciate the support, folks. Oh, and let's hear it, in case you hadn't gotten a chance yet. Let's hear it for Hat Switch. Hat Switch Studios, the first of what will be many, Artsy, I'll get this to you. Many Rogues Gallery entries today. Let me make sure I'm getting the right one here. I'll put this up and pin that. Thank you, Artsy Bert, for the heads up on that. So this is an interesting experiment here. You know, the thing about social media, and this is anything, YouTube, Instagram, whatever, is that it can be difficult to. Here we go. I'm gonna pin this real quick. There is the link. Thank you, folks. Basically, you're on social media. People gain an audience, and it's a niche, right? Like this channel is a toy channel, right? So it's a stretch kind of to be doing this, to be like, hey, I know you guys came here for toys. I got a comic book. Do you want that? So I trying to find a balance, with making what I consider to be like an achievable goal, somewhat modest, and then hopefully good enough turnout that it will inspire confidence in things in the future. And this Kickstarter, I am going to, we're going to see what happens. Probably 1 week or 2 weeks from now, I'm going to launch another tier, or add another tier, basically, with From Before Figs viewers in mind specifically. So yeah, Dom Life, comic book toys, the comic book, it's not too much of a stretch. But it's still, it's just not going to be a crossover hit. And here, I mean, not that being obsessed with numbers is that important or anything, but it's frozen. I know that this video, or the video I just posted, it's not going to be the most popular one. It's not going to be the one that everybody watches. You know, just quickly, you know, the first hour and a half, it's ranked 10 out of the most recent 10 videos that I posted. That's how it's gonna go. You know, it's not gonna be one-to-one crossover. Those of you that are, you know, ride or die fans and friends, you know, and appreciate you guys turning out for it. I know I can rely on you, and you're the ones that inspired me to do it in the first place. I just mean in terms of like, oh yeah, the channel's got 6,000 subscribers, and I'm kind of sharing this as just, you know, I know there's creative folks out there that are, you know, it's difficult. Like I've been posting, you know, cool creative stuff on my personal Instagram account for as long as Instagram has existed. I wouldn't be able to just post this Kickstarter and just assume it's going to get, you know, the friends and family are all just going to turn out and make it reality. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, how it is. Victor, how's it going? Thanks for joining. Yeah, Yoy, it's from before books. And the for the fake live action movie poster, it's the MCU style from before films. I'll pull this out in a minute. Or I mean, we can look at it. I'll pull it out when we hit 400. Oh, we just did. Shit. Never mind. We just jumped to 440. Boom. That's it. That's the magic number. 400. Wow. Yeah. Amazing. Guys, thanks so much for turning out for how many? 16 backers. Incredible. If you can't tell, this is so I got these printed through one of those on-demand printers. This one's called Mixam, Mixam. You know, I'd heard about a few different ones and was kind of window shopping, trying to get sort of info on kind of the best quality one and the most affordable, or, you know, combination. And they let you do a quote, and they'll print as many as you want. You know, you could get one made if that's all you want. It'd be very expensive. It'd be like probably 30, 40 bucks for one if that was your whole order. But when I was doing the quote, the default is 80-pound paperweight, and it wasn't really that much more to just move up to 100-pound. I thought it'd be worth trying it. It was actually heavier even than I expected. Very heavy. And because I had such a few made, like they didn't even get, you know, there wasn't enough weight of the stack to even like really get them their bowed a little bit. But and my first instinct was like, too heavy. But really, I think, you know, premium. I think it's worth doing a premium. You know, just feeling kind of nicer than a regular pulpy paper. So, Newbert, I have done a bag and board. I've done a bag and board. It is tight. This was pretty tight in here, I must admit. And this is, I mean, you can see kind of from the top here, this is kind of one of those bags and boards. Is maybe a little, it's probably like not the cheapest one you can get, essentially is what I mean. Look how it's right up there at the top of the board. So we'll see if this when I do a larger order, basically that has more copies, bigger stacked, will they be, well, not quite as bowed, because that'll be the kind of the trick. And I even tried to, I put some under books and stuff to press them down a little bit. And, you know, these are just the test copies. I think the bigger batch will be a little bit, yeah. And I'm trying to figure out basically if I can, because the way you can set it up, basically, you could do the math in your head kind of and include the shipping cost in the pledge, or you can make it like the pledge is this amount plus shipping. And I kept them separate just so that I can keep the math of like, because I'm gonna have to get all the mailer envelopes and stuff like that, and I'm gonna have to figure out like a way to put some cardboard probably in each one just to make sure they don't get bent or hogged up, you know, in transit. I don't want that to happen. I want them to be nice, you know, crispy when you get them. I'd like to bag them. I'd like them to be bagged. So I'm hoping that I can find one that is is realistically priced and the proper size to actually do it. And the other thing about Mixam is here's one thing. This is something. Do I have any? No. I just moved a bunch of my loose comics. But anyway, this is like a centimeter taller than a normal comic, like than one you would get on off a rack, which I was a little surprised at. And maybe you know that might just be a hair off when they cut it. You know, there might be some variance there. Well, we're at $4.90 now with 17 backers. Nuber saying like how you adapt the logo in your design. This is pretty cool. I'm glad you mentioned this. So you can see here on the cover, he spray painted this logo, which is this sort of DS sort of shield. That's how the logo started. Was you're trying to figure out I was trying to figure out a shield kind of, you know, emblem, Superman-y kind of shape to put on his hat was the idea. You know, you need a superhero emblem kind of thing, right? And then so I took this idea to my friend Wilson, who's actually a far better graphic designer than I am. And he was the one that really just took this sketch and made it a real nice looking icon. And then he was like, well, you know, what if, because it's a red thing and it looks like the bandana, because he's a great designer. So what if it was like the head? And I was like, oh yeah, right. I love that. It kind of reminds me of that sort of Deadpool or even kind of the Spawn like icon sort of logo. So it's the guy with the hat. Do I have even? I haven't. We got some little stickers of these. Hang on. So that was the second sort of stage of the evolution. And then I said, after this, I was like, oh, you know what? It's also, he's drop shadow, drop. It's an arrow down as well. So we really milked that, the icon out of, milked a lot out of that in a pretty cool, creative way. And then here I'll show you one of these, one of the spreads in here is sort of this like concept art spread, and it's got we put a few of the like the evolution, the way it kind of some of the options we had along the way before finding the perfect version of that. Yeah, Dumb Life. That was my thought. Tape them between two pieces of cardboard and put that in a bubble mailer. Yeah, I see people do that like eBay a lot when they ship things. That's what I would like to do. I want to make sure they stay crispy. You know what I mean? Hey, shiny plastic people, what's up? Nuber, thanks for hanging out. Great to see you. Hat switch. All right, I'll hit up the local bookstore for free cardboard. Yeah, that'd be great. Hey, Geek Strong, what's up? So that was a little icon logo there. I got these hats. So I got these hats made. We've got a friend who we went to high school with who runs her family's print shop. They do, flyers. They do embroidered stuff. They do printed stuff for, school sports teams, things like that. So I went to her once we designed this logo. I went to her and had her make some of these hats. These are just like $8 baseball caps from H&M. I got like 6 of them. And so we had these made. For one, I wanted them because it's just a cool logo. It's rad, right? Now I got a cool hat, right? But then we also used this hat to do some of the photography for the live action movie poster, right? See, that's Wilson. That's my buddy Wilson. He's the one that helped me design this logo. He's got some artwork in here too. That's him as Drop Shadow. That's Galactic Geek. That's Danny as Phil Stroke, his sidekick. And so I'll show you here. We've got another behind the scenes spread that is both more of the toy stuff and the city dio, and then Wilson and Danny in their live action outfits that we used for that to make the movie poster. Artsy Bert, yeah. I've started very loosely on issue 2. The thing about this one, honestly, the story that happens in this issue, it's really closer to something you would see in an issue 0. For one, it's a comedy, right? It's not Game of Thrones, and it's a little bit of a parody. Like it's not a specific one, but kind of just a genre parody, of the superhero comic genre. So I didn't want to get too locked into having this specific thing. I wanted to be open, kind of like as we were making this, and I was getting friends to kind of submit their own artwork as well. I was saying so the main thing is like this bandana and the jacket and the hat. Switch it up, do whatever you want beyond that. That's kind of the main elements of the design. Do whatever you want, and not be beholden to any one thing. And I really just kind of tried to throw as many of the ideas as we had in here. And some story takes place, but when issue 2 rolls around, you're not gonna need to know this. This is just kind of setting up the world and the characters, some funny hijinks, lots of jokes. And then if issue 2 came around and I wanted to just kind of pluck some of the existing ideas out of this and reuse them, I'm not gonna sweat that too much. So I don't know if that kind of paints a picture. And in that same sort of thing, there's a page in here that's like a fake brochure for just Canvas City, and it's just got some funny art and design jokes that I didn't have anywhere else in the book. And I was like, well, I want to get some of these jokes are funny. They're just signs, names for restaurants, stuff like that. So I was just trying to create places to tell some of the jokes, to put some of the puns, you know what I mean? Drop Shadow is closer to Batman, especially like an Adam West Batman, that like very self-important, self-serious, and he actually uses a lot of alliteration, in that Adam West, that campy kind of Adam West way. And there's even actually one of these pages. The first few pages are kind of his voiceover, and he's telling you the backstory and telling you about the city and stuff. this one page is just plays out basically like the animated series intro, but he has like protractors instead of battering, you know. So yeah, I'd love to do more. The idea I think is funny. I know it's not not maybe quite everyone's wheelhouse. Um, I don't know, because I'm like I always is guys know I do video stuff, make short films and stuff. Those are always comedy generally. Like it's always some genre combined with a comedy. You know, it's a horror comedy or it's a this, and it's funny. I just can't help but tell jokes, I guess. Um, so where was I going with that? Kind of lost my train of thought. Oh, well, I guess what I was getting at is like not everyone has a taste for comedy, and like when I was in college, I studying media arts and science. I would have classes. We'd make short films. We'd make things like that, and everybody else in the class would make this serious stuff that was trying to be like Breaking Bad. You know, somebody has or sad. You know, somebody has cancer, and my professors were like, "You got to make real art. You have to make real serious art." And I was like, "No, man, I want to tell jokes and shit." So what I'm getting at is I know comedy's not for everybody, especially comics fans. A lot of comics fans they like serious stuff, rightfully so. But I don't know. I can't help but want my cool my the stuff to be cool and funny at the same time. That's the goal for me. Clowns? Do I think I'll ever have my own toy line? That's a bit of a stretch, but I have some ideas for some very like Saturday morning cartoon kind of concepts that I think would be amazing for toys. I think it wouldn't be a stretch, especially if we got to do one or two more of these at least to maybe do some statues. And if you guys saw Yeezy in here the past couple weeks talk in the chat, Yeezy spelled Geezy, or no, sorry, that's his name on Instagram. It's spelled that way. But Yeezy on here, he's doing some 3D renders. You guys want to see him? I'll show him. Oh, first we got to do a say what's up if you're in here. If I haven't seen you in the chat for a minute. Nuber had to pop out. We need to keep this going. Anyway, let me show you where he's at. Hopefully he won't mind me showing you. Let's see. He's working on some 3D renders, and I actually would like to get them in here before the final version goes out. That's my hope. Him and I'm trying to get Manga Drawer to get one over too. I've got a couple spots I think I can move some things around and get their work in here before the final one goes out. But he's starting. I think he's got like a kind of a template for like a fig size, 3D model in ZBrush and stuff. But he's working on this one kind of legend style with extra hands and heads. But then he also can take those and do like more just stylized renders of them, which they're looking super cool. And I mean, I would love to be able to figure out a way to 3D print basically the file he's creating in ZBrush. Okay. Oh, well, what am I thinking? All right, we ready for the next rogue gallery entry? Another long overdue one. They're all going to probably be long overdue ones today. It's going to Cloud's DC Multiverse. Cloud, thanks for hanging out during the live streams and the game streams as well. Just showing up, hanging out, just ready to make friends and talk about toys and everything else. Thanks, Cloud, for being a great friend of the channel. The Rogues Gallery entries continue. What else we got? So I moved the Drop Shadow figures over to the Primo shelf. So for the rest of the month, they're going to be showing up in all the reviews and stuff. That'll be the backdrop. I'll use that to remind everyone very frequently about the Kickstarter, which is at, I think still at $490, just shy of 500, just shy of a quarter of the way to backed in less than 2 hours, which is amazing. And you know, and I can't, you know, as the creator of the campaign, I can't back it. I was gonna throw a little bit in the pot. I can't even do it. So that's $4.95 now. Somebody grabbed a digital copy. Unfortunately, international shipping it's truly prohibitive. I'm kind of embarrassed to even have the option on there with as just absurdly, ludicrously expensive as it is. Because I know I just hate it. I know there's a bunch of viewers in Canada, a bunch of fans from Mexico, from the UK, and from all over, and I would love to be able to get it to you. And I mean, I can if you want to pay 30 freaking bucks for shipping, and I really don't. I don't want anybody to have to do that. It's just not worth it. Hey, Nomad, appreciate it. Yeah, the international shipping is just shame. So Hat Switch, the hey Nomad, appreciate the support. The empty shelf, that was where the Drop Shadow figures were. They were over on that side, and I moved them over there. And what it was is like that shelf right there with all the rogues and the Arkham sign. That was basically empty. It had like one dude on there. Hey, Q Silver, what's up? Hey, thanks for supporting the campaign, man. Really appreciate it, Q Silver. It's thanks to folks like Q Silver and being curious about the my whole art life stuff that really gave me the encouragement to start sharing this kind of stuff with you more and even really start the campaign. So it's greatly appreciated. Let's see here. I brought the iPad out actually because let's see. Maybe we want to see a little bit of behind the scenes. Let me find a good page that I'll show you. Let me see actually if I can find. We'll start with this first page because this is just kind of setting the scene. Canvas City, the Drop Shadow's voiceover is really heavy. I mean, the Statue of Liberty has a palette and a brush, and it's tons of signs and stuff, a Times Square type sort of thing. And then down here, Drop Shadow's voiceover continues, and he's like criticizing all of this stuff in Canvas City, and it's saying it's shitty, it needs to be better, because he's obsessed with design, right? So let me show you that page before it looked like this. Yeasty, there he is. What's up, man? Hey, I just showed everybody a little taste of your artwork, and the feedback was great. You always said, "Geez, those are sweet." Clouds DC Multiverse said they look beautiful. Yeah. So, so we're kind of taking a look, and I'm going to do, like I've said before, I'll do a real full-on video where I do kind of a big deep dive into this. I'm going to do that after the campaign, and I'm going to do it after everyone's kind of had a chance to see it in their hand. I don't want to just show you every single page, right? So let me make sure this is locked, or I'm on a locked layer so I don't screw anything up. All right. So we'll take a look at this page. This is a beater copy, right? Or is this a good one? So we got this page here. As you can see, there's the text, voiceover boxes, but there's also this stuff, this chicken scratch, as if drop shadows marking up the bad design. So we can see here what I made in the iPad was without the text boxes, and the writing in there is hand drawn at the bottom. So this is what the final thing looked like before I sent it to Adobe InDesign to do the page layouts and the text, the lettering, etc. So, but what did this look like first? That's what we want to see. Now, if I can turn off some of this crap. So what I started with, and actually, hey, give me 1 second. Let me take a quick break off camera here. So I'm starting. I'm in the writing process, right? I haven't drawn anything yet. I'm writing the script, and then going to that script and being like, okay, how do I turn this in? Where do I put the page breaks? What page? Well, 25% of the way there. Oh, 25% of the way there. 500. Amazing. 25% of the way there. Less than 2 hours. Thanks, KTH, for bringing that to my attention. 18 backers. $500. Ooh, this is great stuff, folks. So I'm writing this script. I'm trying to figure out, okay, now I have to organize this script into pages and what makes sense to complete a page. And as you can see here, I kind of decided like, okay, well, this first page will be this sort of intro to Canvas City. And then the next page will be this little fight scene, this little, then Drop Shadow is actually going to come into the play, and that page will be that. So I did these real chicken scratchy thumbnails. This is what it started as. Wait till you see. This is the first sketch, which was here. Let me move this sign or the light. Is this even full? Which is just the idea of that there being. Here, let me do something real quick. Let me make this black. Here, let me show you some. You can just give you some insight into kind of how this app can be used. So I'm going to that layer that has this blue stuff you can barely see, and I want to make it black really quickly, all of it. You guys see that? Anyway, this was the original just thumbnail for the page, which is this idea of like a wide shot of the city and then a big sprawling Times Square scene, and then this little punch in with details where that drop shadows criticizing. So that's where it starts. So now I need to turn this into not chicken scratch, right? So the first thing was to do it in pencil. And now you might say, well, if you're doing it digitally, why do you have to do pencils and then inks? You know what I mean? Why do you have to draw it twice? You know what I mean? Aren't you supposed to be freed up by the digital process? Well, the thing is, the brushes in this app and the way you use it with the Apple Pencil, they're kind of designed to behave like the art implement that you're using. So the ink, I have found that the ink brush that I like to use to do the line work, it's hard to do that kind of sketchy discovery lines. You know what I mean? And you know, because when you're doing pencils, you kind of draw the thing 3 times. You're trying to figure out, oh, the arm shape is kind of this, and you're dialing it closer in. So at least, you know, as far as I'm at right now is, you know, I need that penciling time, and then the inking is separate, and then my brain's doing a different thing for the inking. And I know where everything's at, so I can start to kind of be like, okay, where do I put the heavier lines? I can do them right here, etc. So then, and now here's the thing. When you're doing this stuff that it's going to be printed in this Procreate app, you got to make it large, very large size, 300 DPI. And when you do that, basically the higher resolution of the page, or essentially of the document, the fewer layers it lets you use. So so you can see here when it came time to do the inks. So I did the inks over the pencils. And like I would have normally, maybe if I had more layers to work with, I would have made these green and red signs. I would have done that maybe in a different layer, but I baked it into the black, because you got to do stuff like that. You got to kind of condense layers when you don't have a ton to work with. So that was that. And then, okay, I'm going to show you. Then you lay in what they call like the flat colors, which is just basically the kind of just the base pigment, you know what I mean? And there's no shading in it, there's no highlights. It's just the color that you're gonna have underneath the lighting effects, kind of. Okay. Oh, Cloud, you're heading out. Hey, thanks for hanging. Q Silver, good to see you too. Oh yeah, Q Silver, you're gonna have to come back and check this one out. For this art stuff. And then okay, so then after we've done that, where are mine? Okay, all right. Well, so here's an example. This one, I've flattened all the like shading and highlights mostly. So the only way to show it to you is when I just do that. And now that full color with shadows and highlights kind of comes in. Because I ended up usually I do the shadows on one layer, because they take certain blending modes. Like, so from here to here, from here, I would make a new layer, and you just start drawing with gray, different values of gray, light gray for highlights, and then dark gray for shadows. And then when you turn on blending modes in these layers up here, they behave with the color underneath. So I don't have to find the perfect complementary shade of yellow to make this cab have shadows and highlights. You just paint gray on top, and the thing kind of helps you find it. So then anyway, we're almost through this. Then the next thing was just to add basically the lighting effects that kind of make these look like make these lights look like they're glowing. So I'll cycle back through that real quick. They start glowing, you see? And then the panel is drawn on top of that. So that's basically the process for each page. And then it goes into the Adobe program where I do the lettering and kind of maybe if it needs to be reshaped or sized, etc. I had to discover kind of the best workflow for making a digital document that would then be printed. I didn't know. I didn't really have any experience turning this digital artwork, getting it printed, turning it into a physical thing. So I was kind of teaching myself along the way, and I was kind of trying to use what would have been like the analog method, the hand done pen and pencil brushes, ink brushes, etc. Trying to kind of stay with that whole process just in a digital workflow. So that's a little insight into that. I'll do a real video, like I said, down the road to really show it to you, and I'll probably I'll write these ideas down and kind of make them a little bit more user friendly, not just kind of off the cuff give you the breakdown. 500 folks, quarter of the way there. Quarter of the way there in 2 hours. Yeah, you see the shipping outside the U.S. is exorbitantly expensive, and the campaign reflects that. But we'll talk down the road because you're gonna because I'll make sure you get some EC. I think it's probably best at this point, unfortunately, for international backers to just stick with the digital PDF because it's $30 and it's $30 for international shipping on the campaign, and that's actually I'm gonna end up eating some costs basically for every international backer because it's not even it's not practical. I don't want you guys to have to pay that much for it, but easy. You're gonna have work in this thing, and so I'm gonna make sure that you are getting some copies. Capiche? Yeezy and hopefully Manga Drawer as well. Hoping Manga Drawer can get something to me as well. Because I've got a little corner, I've got a half a page basically to work with. I think that I'm going to make a few little adjustments here. I'm going to brighten up this cover about 15% because it's getting a little dark. There's a couple spots like this page gets a little bit too dark in some of the dark spots. got a few minor adjustments. That's part of why I wanted. For one, I wanted the physical copy I wanted to know what it was going to look like before I started asking people to back the thing. But then I also wanted to use the physical copy to promote it. But I also wanted to identify any slight tweaks. Like some of this text here, I'm going to squinch that over just a tiny bit because of the way that it bows out there. You know, just little things like that. What's up, Tommy? How's it going? What about oh yeah, Yeezy. I use Procreate. I think Todd does draw in Photoshop. I know a lot of people use like well, I think there's like Clip Studio is one of the digital drawing ones. I think there's Manga Studio. Oh, Yeezy. The I think the do you mean like stretch goals basically after we hit the campaign goal? That's what I've gotten in mind for that is the stretch goals could be, it'd be great if they were like just upgrades to every single copy. Like putting, like maybe if this was reflective or lenticular or not lenticular, spot UV or any of the other kind of like little treatments that you can add to the cover to make it that much more see you later. It'll probably be stuff like that, but I might also do stickers. I think this is just too small of a thing for a hardcover to actually be impressive. It would just be a little dinky little saddle wizard. Yeah, I wish we could get HasLab drop shadow. What I want to do, hopefully, this is the real goal. The real goal is for this one to be an amazing success. Blow the goal out of the water. And then do a campaign down the road, a few months, or however long, for issue 2. The goal would have to be a lot higher because issue 2 hasn't been made. We would need to basically raise some funds to pay for the creation of it. But then I'd also like to go even further on what the tiers and the rewards are. And I'd love to be able to take like the 3D models that Yeezy is making in ZBrush right now and turning those into maybe just little, 3D printed or, vinyl little statues would be incredible. I showed these a minute ago. I'm showing them again. Yeezy. Because he's working on, because he's got this one that he's cooking up that is like straight up looks like a fig. It's like a 6-inch like legend fig, badass. But then he's also got this one that looks like a freaking like 3 3/4 fig. That's awesome. How dope would that be to get something like that? And we probably wouldn't be able to. I don't think we'd be able to get him with like articulation and stuff. That's probably a bridge too far as like costs and stuff. Yeah, Yeezy, that'd be, yeah, right. The 5 POA one work in vinyl and the statue be made in resin. Yeah, that would be amazing. That would be a hell of a thing. And I mean, we can make it happen, guys. Like I didn't know how to make a comic book. I figured it out. This is the first time I did this, and the second time is going to be faster, easier, and better final product. You know, this you know could be the start of some fantastic stuff. All right, guys, I'm gonna take a quick break. Give me like 5 minutes. I'm gonna go pee. I'm gonna smoke a cigarette, and we're gonna keep this going. All right. So I'm gonna put BRB right here, and we're gonna keep the party going. I gotta go pee. All right. And I gotta hit this real quick. Hang on. All right. I'll be right back. Still here? Still hanging out. We just jumped to 5:15. We're officially past 25%, which is amazing. Thank you to everyone that has backed so far. I've only posted one update to the campaign, but I'll be posting more. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna in the coming week or two, I'm gonna repost the City Dio tour on this channel, and the separate video that was like a closer look at the Drop Shadow toys. Let me show you some of these. So we turned there's a Killmonger body and a Gambit jacket into Drop Shadow here. Pretty rad, but I want to do I definitely want to, these are all 6-inch. I want to do a 7-inch one with the Constantine jacket. This one might be my favorite. It's typeface. So it's a Joe Fixit body with a custom typewriter head. And the head actually moves. Yeah. Typeface. Get it? Typeface. The way this is we sculpted it with a little notch in it, and then it's just sticky tack on the ball joint neck here. So it stays on there fairly well, but you can also move it around. We've been hanging out on here. I haven't had a chance to really even look at like the comments on the new video on the channel, but I did see somebody asked if I was going to sign any. I haven't thought about that yet. I don't have the cool. I mean, like I could sign them. I'll have to test some, see how well they take on this paper. But I think we could look into that, and that might be something interesting to add, maybe as a stretch goal. So I think we'll get to stretch goals. I think we will. And like I said, I think the most value would probably be doing a cool. I don't know if embossing is possible with this place, but some sort of treatment to the title there would at least would be a great start, and just do that on every single copy. That would be good. Stickers could be cool though. I've had some little tiny ones made, and I would like to do. I'd like to do this just larger, like much larger. These look pretty good. That could be cool. But I would also like to do some From Before Figs stickers as well. So I priced them out a little bit, and it's kind of like it would probably have to be one or the other. I think the stickers would be cool. I think it would have to be one or the other though. Either a Drop Shadow one or a From Before Figs one. And it doesn't quite make sense for the sticker that the only sticker to come with the campaign to be From Before Figs. So we'll see. We'll see how quick we get to the goal. I mean, this is day 1. It's going to go for 30 days. You know, once we get closer to that goal, we'll start really thinking about what it's going to be. What's it going to be? Oh, and Yeezy, because Yeezy's working on something that is actually going to be added to the book. If you can get that done within like 2 weeks from today, because I do want to do one more test run of physical copies with some slight mods and with the new artwork in it before the campaign ends, so that once it's over, it's like, all right, we got it, the final one, it's going print. Then again, you might need to wait a little longer for the to see if the stretch goals pan out. We'll see. But that's what I'd like to do. I'd like to get. Saddle Wizard says, so far we're doing a lot better than the Reva lightsaber. You know what? I saw somebody talking about that one. I didn't even. Is that a HasLab right now? They want $500 for this. Wow. Yeah, we're doing great, folks. We're doing great. Thanks to you folks. This is happening because of you folks. It really is. Oh, you see, you got me. What'd you send? Oh my god. Yes. Oh shit. Oh my god, guys. Oh my god. All right, look what Yeezy's cooking up, man. This is so hard. Look at this. Look at all these accessories he's got. Paint roller, paint brushes, different color graffiti cans, protractors. Look at these hands. These hands are this happens in the book where he does the thing like you would do like you're like in 3rd grade and you put pencils between your fingers like you're Wolverine. Ah, that is amazing. Hey. Can I show you the panel? See, this happens in the book. Amazing. And then here's the 5 POA one, the 3 3/4. Holy shit. That is so dope. Hey, Prodigy, what's up, man? Hey, YH, what's going on? Oh, you just got a Comedian Joker for $33. Yeah, that's not a bad deal, man. Comedian Joker is hard to find. What's up, Prodigy? Is it time for another one? We've done 2 today. Today we're doing a bunch today. Today we've already welcomed Hat Switch and Clouds DC Multiverse to the Rogues Gallery. I think we need to do some more. And I think where is Prodigy? We are doing amazing. So the Kickstarter campaign launched 2.5 hours ago. We are at $515 raised. That's more than a quarter of the way there. We've been hanging out, celebrating, looking at the book, taking a closer look at the book. I've been pimping it out hard. And we got Rogues Gallery entries. And second. All right, next Rogues Gallery entry. Well, I got to give it to Yeezy, and actually Yeezy, I'm putting his whole Instagram handle on there. It's yeezy.ce, and he is doing these dope 3D renders of Drop Shadow. Oh, that is dope. Let's welcome him to the Rogues Gallery. Well deserved. Thanks so much, Yeezy. I'm so glad that you. I mean, Yeezy's been hanging out here forever. Like probably since since we started doing these live streams, and then he just hit me up a few weeks ago on Insta and was like, "Dude, could I do some 3D renders of Drop Shadow?" And I said, "Hell yes, please." Because that was a goal for me. So, like I said, the story of this is more of a like what you would see in like an issue 0. You know, it's a quick little adventure, setting up the characters, setting up the tone, cramming as many jokes in as I can. But because I was kind of teaching myself how to do this, I wanted to make sure there was a bunch of other content. You know, and because I knew I wanted to do like the toy ad. Of course, I want to make some fake toys, do like a throwback style toy ad. That had to be in there. The fake Drew Struzan poster, that had to be in there. That just feels comic booky. But I got some of my friends. I hit up some of my friends. I was like, "Hey, will you do some artwork?" And my hope was that it would be a bunch of different styles. You know what I mean? So actually, my friend Wilson did this one. This is actually like a digital sketch, digital drawing, and then this one is actually like a real painting that we photographed. Like this one is really cool. My cousin did this. The colors are really cool, and it's kind of like their the Secret Identities version. But so like when Yeezy hit me up, he's like, I could do 3D. Hell yeah, because the character, he represents art and design and stuff. So there shouldn't be one true stylistic version. And I mean, I just think back to like old indie comics that I liked. They would have, they would get their buddies to draw their characters, and they would put those in the back of the book, and the styles would be totally different, but it would just be a cool pinup, a cool design, or even like I think of like the way like Johnny the Homicidal Maniac, he would do these 1-page, 3-page little mini comics, almost a completely different art style, and that varied look. So I want like issue 2. What I want, a couple things I have in mind for issue 2 are I want to do a in addition to the story, I want to do a like a fruit pies or ad. You know how old comics would used to have just like in the middle like a 1-page little comic story that, and at the end it turned out it was an ad for like Hostess fruit pies. I want to do something like that, and I also want to do. Hang on, I have this picture saved. I want to do something like this. One of those cross sections, his headquarters kind of thing. Where it's Drop Shadow's version of a Batmobile and a giant penny, whatever, and whatever he's got in his headquarters. Actually, so like I can give you an example of like trying to cram the different jokes and stuff in here. I showed you this earlier, this one page that is done like a kind of a brochure for where Drop Shadow lives, Canvas City. And one of the gags is there's a nightclub called the Hidden Layer, like layer Layer, as in like on Photoshop or whatever. The things are in layers. Well, the real idea is that Drop Shadow's Batcave is called the Hidden Layer, but that there wasn't really room for it to cram into the story, and I still wanted to get the joke in there. So it was like, well, it's a funny name for nightclub, and it's one more joke. So I was talking earlier about, yeah, I'm gonna leave some room for issue 2, issue 3. We can retcon some stuff or reuse jokes. It's fine. Just it's a comedy. We're not gonna get too beholden to the canon. So appreciate the support, folks. Appreciate the kind words. Really, I'm really stoked about how this turned out. There are pages in here that aren't my favorite, right? It's just gonna happen. But I was still, I knew there were gonna be, it wasn't all gonna be 110% my best artwork. That's just how comics goes, right? It's you can't put every, you know, not every panel is gonna be your best work. But it was important that it just felt, once you had it in hand, that it looked like, that it really did look like something that could hold up next to anything else you saw on the rack. More or less, more or less. I mean, look, like I said, I've got, there's pages in here. They're not my favorite. I've seen worse pages in the big two. Okay, I've seen worse pages from the big two. So I'm stoked, and you know what? I'm really, when I started doing this channel, they were exercises in not being perfectionist, not waiting for everything to be just so and just perfect, and but do it and get it out there. So that's the mindset. It's been good. It's paid off. It's working out. Put myself outside my comfort zone, and it's working out. Hey, Puppy Plex, what's up? Hey, great, man. So we just jumped up to $530 on the Kickstarter. We're past 25% of our goal. We got 20 backers, and we're just been hanging out, talking about the book a lot, talk about toys and stuff too. By all means, if you got toy stuff you want to talk about, I won't stop you. Yeah, Yeezy. There's a gallery section. There's extra supplemental material in the back of the book that's part gallery, part behind the scenes. Like I showed you a couple of these. Like there's a spread of just concept art and kind of different styles of artwork here. There's also a spread of behind the scenes for the toy ad and the live action movie poster, just kind of closer look at some of the stuff, close-ups of the toys, close-ups of the costumes we put together for the photos. So it's a multimedia experience, kind of was the goal. Prodigy, you just opened the the Solo Hush? Yeah, Prodigy. What's your post your page. Sorry, do I? Sometimes I lose track of, because I know I talk to a lot of you guys on Instagram, and sometimes when the usernames aren't the same, my brain can be a little dumb. You see, I have noticed like recently, like Sean Murphy's book, like the White Knight books, they'll have at least a few pages in the back of just black and white pencil work, which is it's cool, it's something. I always like, I like the supplemental extra material. I just like, you know I don't know, just I read old indie comics a lot, and they would have pinups in the back by other artists, and it's just like, yeah, these other guys just think the character's cool or whatever, and do their own thing. You know what, YH, I haven't ordered those yet, and man, I can't decide if I want to wait for the regular Red Hood. The all red looks cool. I have a feeling that Scarecrow, the amber version or whatever they're calling it, will probably be the better one over whatever the regular retail one is, but I haven't done it yet. I should be getting the weapons pack any day. I would think people are starting to get theirs already. I pre-ordered 2 of them. You guys want to see something disappointing? Our friend Vaughton was the one that pointed this out to me, and I didn't believe him at first. He sent me a photo and was like, "Yo, red alert." The Red Hood, the game Red Hood, has sculpted in hinges on the wrists. He doesn't have ball joints. He has sculpted in Legends style hinges that are only going to do this, which is a terrible decision for a character with guns. You want him to be able to do this. A character that has guns, you want this dorsal, fulcrum. So that's worrisome. Hopefully that doesn't become a trend. That would be terrible if they got rid of the ball. They just started doing these perfect sculpted ball joint wrists. Yeezy's saying, how long did it take since I had the first idea of the comic until came to a made script, and then what I would say is a work on the road? Well, so actually, it was my buddies had this idea. Well, just the name, Drop Shadow, and he fixes signs and stuff when you know what I mean. He's graphic design, and I was like, I didn't think there was anything. I didn't think it had legs or anything when they said the idea at first, and I was just like, oh yeah, sure. And his secret identity is Matte Finish. Ha ha ha, yeah, laugh about it. And then I just didn't think it had any legs. I didn't know, especially because like you guys know that I do video stuff. It didn't quite seem like it was a realistic project for us to kind of do. And then so basically the pandemic came around. I had this iPad for a while, and I'd wanted to use it for art, but I hadn't really tried it that much. So anyway, I had a lot of free time, and then started using it, getting the hang of it, and I was like, oh, we could make a comic. And that Drop Shadow character is actually really funny it makes sense. The medium of the comic makes sense, and it's about art. You know, that works. And they were they were like, okay, yeah, I guess. I mean, we would rather do video projects and stuff. And I was like, yeah, I know, but we're stuck at home, so it's gonna be a comic. We're making a comic. Um, and I did the part that I could do at home on my own, and then we would get together and chip away at stuff, on the toys. Like I first, had the idea for the toys, and I was like, hey, I'm getting this Gambit, and I'm getting this Killmonger. I'm going to turn him into a Drop Shadow fig, and they're like, oh yeah, cool, we'll get one too. You know what I mean? So they made their own Drop Shadow figures. We did it together, and then we were like, well, let's make this whole thing. So it just kind of kept growing. It started to take more shape. Just kind of chipping away at it over the course of a long time. I mean, of course, my ideas for like my ideas for doing all this extra shit to toy ad and stuff. I was kind of in the back of my head like safeguarding the thing from just in case my art didn't turn out that great. Because like I said, I was still learning to use this app. I had no idea. But anyway, the things like this and the movie poster, which were kind of designed to save me from having to draw every single page, end up taking tons and tons of time and more resources. So it's so the scope it grew. It was manageable, but it was it had to be chipped away at for a long time. So. Yeah, you see, yeah, friends having fun. Yeah, you bet. I mean, here we are. I mean, that's me in the city Dio that we built with pieces of Danny's. A lot of these stuff was Danny's. I made these buildings, but it's in Wilson's basement. That's Wilson. That's Danny. We've shot these photos in Danny's garage. Yeah. Had some collaboration in there. Didn't just do every single thing on my own. And actually, you know what? This is a good example. Wilson drew this, and he was the one that kind of actually did the first kind of artwork of the character. Like that was the first thing I think he did. And then he did this one, and I was like, oh yeah, cool, a shadow on the wall and stuff. And this was the inspiration for the cover design. So it evolved. We bounced the idea back and forth a lot before it kind of took shape. It just every process is a little bit different, but it also is very much like that. It starts as something that somebody says, and it's like, oh yeah, right, and then somebody else adds to it. You pass it back and forth. It takes But the thing is once we started kind of coming up with more characters and more details about the world, more puns, more gags and goofs and stuff, and then we started telling other people this idea, which we have a lot of friends that work in creative fields, and every time somebody heard the idea, they're like, "Oh yeah, and there could be a guy like this." It automatically got the wheels turning in their head, which was, evidence that it had there was something there at least, and maybe it wouldn't appeal to every single person in the world, but if somebody who uses Photoshop, at work from 9 to 5 every day, they were gonna be like, "Oh yes, right, I get it." So. That's what your pack's going to be here Friday. Dom Life, yours is coming in. I don't think my order has even updated to ship yet. I haven't gotten any notification. And I ordered them immediately. I ordered 2 right off the bat. You see, you've been working on a story for like 3 years and it's so slow. Yeah. We'll just keep chipping away at it, man. Just keep chipping away. Um, but do the best you can to get what you call finished, and you just you have to keep kind of leveling up or going to the next. Okay, so now what's the next step of this? And I'm saying this as somebody who's I'm trying to learn as I go too. Um, oh, is anybody going? We're going to see Thor tomorrow night. Pretty excited for that. Which is crazy too, because it feels like Doctor Strange kind of just came out. Um, that's not. I mean, it's nice. It felt like there was a real lull. I mean, between just the general pandemic, and then also just like post Endgame early Phase 4 stuff with being not quite as tied to characters that we know and care about as much. There was feels like it actually right now it feels like, wow, I'm really glad that there was that little gap of time away from just constant MCU all the time, and then now we're getting like Doctor Strange, new Thor. It's like, okay, nice, all right. Prodigy, I probably won't do a review on the film. Um, we'll probably just talk about it on the streams or something. The I don't know, the making like film commentary basically. I don't find that the process it's just not very satisfying to me. It's not quite worth it to me, worth what it takes to do it. Like the toy review, I set up over here, I set up the camera, I get out the toy, I talk about it as I'm doing it, and then I'm done. And then I go chop that together, watch that footage one time, and chop out the parts where I might sound like especially stupid, and then just put it out there. Whereas if I really want to talk about film, I feel like I would want to write that content, because and it's especially important, I think, to write it because then it's really dependent on laying footage on top of it, and just basically a longer editing process. And that just kind of just not quite what I enjoy doing. So I don't know. I'd like to do it. I love movies. I like talking about them. I just don't quite like making videos about them. So I don't know. I'd love to find a solution to that, because it would be I think, a logical expansion for the channel. Maybe we can find some kind of hybrid where it's a little more off the cuff. I don't know. Just because the thing, yeah, I know it's weird. It's probably kind of unusual. I don't know, for a creator. I work in video, but it's not content, or usually it's not like this. It's not like YouTube content. It's like narrative or commercial. You know, and stuff that takes teams of people and weeks and hours to make. And yeah, I just can't. The toy thing, I have this fairly good rhythm and balance, and I just, yeah, it's just a toy. It's not, it's not gonna be the flashiest, perfect video. Is it the kind of content that I would want to watch on YouTube? Yeah, it is. So yeah, you see, that could be cool. Podcast with subscribers on the channel and talk about things. Um, yeah, that'd be great. Yeah, you see, I agree. You see, that I think we're a pretty much non-toxic community. Try to make it a chill place for everybody and keep the bullshit out. So, oh yeah, you see, I got the shirt and the hat. Rocking the drop shadow swag today. I don't know though, because I would love to do it. I would love to. I mean, hell, guys, I'd love to just do this channel, full time. If that was a realistic thing that was in the cards, and I'd do that all day. And I would, as more people start watching, and more, people are on the channel, I have started putting a little more polish to the videos, to the reviews and stuff. So I am somewhat aware of this perhaps need to maybe level up a little bit, spend a little bit more time per video, make a more traditionally acceptable level of quality. Audio is the first one though. Audio, I need a mic. That would be the biggest step up. You see, there's not From Before Figs Discord, but there is our good friend Sonite. It has one that a lot of our From Before family uses. Let me see if I can get the link to that. I'm terrible at Discord. Hey, Space Law, what's up? Hey, yeah, thanks for commenting, Space Law. The $10 is the highest tier, and you can add on additional physical copies of the book for a discounted rate. So right now, that's the highest tier. As we hit maybe stretch goals, and in the next couple weeks or so, I am going to add some more tiers. But for now, and then of course, if you're backing the current $10 physical copy tier now, you'll be able to, as those tiers open up, just change your existing pledge. But yeah, stickers and things like that we're gonna figure that out once we get to stretch goals. And I'm pretty confident we're gonna get to stretch goals. I think we're gonna have that conversation is gonna happen. So, oh yeah, Space Law, your first time using Kickstarter and you're using it to back our campaign. That's amazing, man. Thank you so much for turning out. It's greatly appreciated. You guys are the ones that gave me the confidence to do this, to put myself out there, try something outside my comfort zone. I'm really just beyond thrilled about it. Okay, so wait, what was I talking about? Oh, I was talking about the Discord. I was going to try to get that link for you guys. Invite. Copy. Can I just copy and paste that? There we go. Boom. All right, that's Ska Knight's Discord. I try to hop on there every once in a while, or I'm terrible at using Discord, and I'm not great at using YouTube, but I'm real bad at using Discord. That is where my Discord and TikTok. I refuse to download TikTok. That's my old man line in the sand, I guess. Hey, we just jumped up to 545 21 backers. Thanks a millionaire. Prodigy. The highest tier is the physical copy, which is $10, but then you can add additional copies for $5 each to that, and the shipping rate will not increase. So that's the way it is for buying multiple copies. But you can pledge. I mean, you can pledge $1 million if you want. Anybody doing any gaming lately? Been taking. I was hitting Evil Dead the game pretty heavy. I decided to take a break. They're gonna launch a new map here sometimes this month, so take a little break. Oh, we had fun on what day? Did we do it Friday? We had a game stream, and we wrapped up the campaign of Arkham Knight. Or Arkham City. I'm sorry, of Arkham City. And so this Friday probably when will be the next game stream, and we're gonna start Arkham Knight. You see, I did one live stream of playing the Evil Dead game, but that's all I've done. It was a few weeks back. It was when the game first came out. Prodigy, appreciate it, my friend. Appreciate you all. I appreciate all of you who are back in the campaign, and I appreciate those of you who, for one reason or another, aren't going to back the campaign, but are still a fan of the channel. It's all appreciated. Thrilled to be able to make this available to those of you that are interested, though. This is super cool. Like I said, you probably already heard me say it. This is something I just want to do for myself. I've always wanted to make a comic book. Always wanted to. Always loved comics. Huge fan of I just love the medium. And I was gonna do this. I was gonna cross the finish line and make this if not for anyone other than just myself and my own kind of like I friggin' did it. I figured it out. And then just so happened along the way, you guys started asking me about it and stuff. And yeah, so this campaign exists because of you folks and your interests. So it's great. It's really exciting. It's really fun. We are learning things. We're trying new stuff. Oh, you know what? Hat switch. I still haven't tried Shredder's Revenge yet. I've got it downloaded, ready to fire it up. And yeah, I just haven't jumped in there yet. You see what color is his eyes? They're brown. I think I just made him the same color as his hair, basically. Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing. Everyone that I've seen talk about Shredder's Revenge hat switch is saying it's great. I can't wait to play it. I'm excited for that. I'm frankly even more excited for the collection that's coming out. That's going to be awesome. It's time for another one. We have. It is time. It's not a Greg's one. So, our next. Make sure. The next Rogues Gallery entry, another long overdue one. This one's going to Prodigy 223. Prodigy's been hanging out on this channel, like, as far as I can recall, like, since it existed, basically. Prodigy's been hanging out. Always good to see you, my friend. Appreciate your support. Appreciate you just coming and hanging out and making friends. I can't believe I didn't have Prodigy yet. But you know how it goes. Like, I mean, like I keep saying, the From Before family keeps growing, you know, and we only do so many Rogues Gallery entries at a time, so we're trying to catch up today. So let's hear it, folks. Prodigy 223, the man. While I have this thing of these hockey books out, most of you have probably heard this already. So in a couple weeks, in a week or two, we'll see what the numbers are doing on the campaign. You know, we got 30 days for the thing to go. Today is day 1 of 30, so it'll be a long road. We got time. But what I want to do, and like I was saying earlier, there are going to be tiers added. But I want to add a tier geared toward From Before Figs viewers, specifically. So what I'm thinking is, I got this box here. I grabbed some men. Grab some guys. And I'm thinking here down the road in a week or two, I'm going to open up a tier on the campaign. Before I explain, don't let what I'm about to say stop you from backing it right now if you're interested in backing it. If you're interested in backing it, do it now or as soon as is feasible for you. And then as things open up in the future, there's going to be room for everyone. Don't worry. You'll just be able to change your pledge, okay? But so I floated this idea a little bit in the past. I think people were open to it. Opening up a tier where you will have a chance to own a piece of the From Before archives of Fig that has been used in a review on this channel. And so I'll send you a random figure and I'll sign one. I'll write Josh From Before on one of these and I'll send you that. And, you know, it's, you know, try to not charge an arm and a leg or anything like that. It's not really about that. And I'm sure, you know, it'd just be a little thing for kind of, you know, your own personal archive, you know that you got a piece of something that was on the channel. If you want to really feel that connection, like you're part of the From Before family, I am going to do that. Like, it's going to happen in a week or two. And I'll keep you all posted, and there'll be room for everybody who wants to do that. So, yeah. But again, please don't let the promise of that tier opening up keep you from supporting it now, if you want to support. Yeah, Ian. So I put a note in the campaign about international shipping, and just because it's not a great idea right now, and the most practical thing for international supporters would be to do the digital tier. But I'm thinking with it's basically, it's gonna probably cost about the same amount to ship the comic and the toy. I got to work this out, but I think if you were trying to maybe get a figure, if you really wanted it, that might make the expensive shipping a little bit more feasible. I'm gonna try to figure out if I can package those basically in a way that's not going to make the already expensive international shipping even more expensive. So if there's a way to do it where I can, instead of the flat mailer, mail a box that's still kind of slim-ish. I'm gonna try to do it. I'm gonna try to do it because I really it driving me nuts to not be able to deliver the same thing to my international viewers. It's just I don't like that. It makes me feel rotten that you guys would have to be left out. So, Clouds, what did you miss? Did you miss? Let's see. You may have missed Yeezy and Prodigy getting added to the Rogues Gallery. Yeah. But oh yeah, Ian. Oh yeah, I absolutely appreciate it, man. I just I know that there are folks like you. There are folks like Legend of Light, who is across the pond in the UK. There's a lot of folks up north in Canada, and you guys mean just as much to me as somebody anywhere. So and I just want you guys to be able to get the cool stuff, man. I want anybody that is possibly interested in helping support me to be able to be included. So the international shipping is just, it's pissing me off. It's annoying. It's so expensive. Whack. Oh yeah, Zurin R is great. Got Zurin R with my bat line up there. I need yeah. So I mentioned it last week. We're gonna, in the next couple of months, we're gonna move. It will be in the same town, just a different house. Hopefully, the toy room will be bigger. Basically, the From Before HQ will be even bigger. So we're actually going to go look at one place this evening in a few hours. I don't think it's going to be the one, but we're going to start looking. So yeah. So we're in. I mean, I don't know what the number is, but the days of this headquarters are numbered. I don't know what the number is, but we are approaching the end. But the new place, this will probably be the same setup, like these shelves, these cabinets, this thing, orange wall. I think that's all going to just be basically the same. I mean, it'd be cool if there was space to basically get a third IKEA cabinet. I would love that. Not necessary, because again, I only want my collection to get to a certain size. I don't want to just keep adding. Need to edit a little bit. But I'd like some art on the wall here. I'll probably do, you know, like this. Get the toy ad framed as a thing, like printed bigger, basically. You know what I mean? The cover as well. You know, those on the wall. I'd really love to get a neon Batman sign on the wall. I'd love that. I've seen a few online. They're okay. Yeah, we're moving. We're moving. Hoping for an upgrade. Yeah, I had Switch. I love, you know, I love the multiverse line, and I love picking up figures of characters I don't even really care about. But then once it comes time to like, all right, who's going to be a semi-permanent fixture? I don't know. You know, like Ghostmaker's cool as hell. Do I? But do I? I don't know. But then again, you know, that's part of why I keep cycling them out. I'd like to do some more. I've been, you know, I got the bigger spinny thing. I got the bigger this, right? So I've got more room, and I've been doing more of the 360s with 2 or more characters, right? And they've been so fun and cool that I'd like to start turning some shelves into battle scenes. You know, lots of people fighting. But I want them to be fighting like good characters that I really like care about. I mean, Ghostmaker's cool. I don't know who the hell this guy is. So, and then, you know, as the multiverse line keeps going on, we start getting what feels closer and closer to really good, just solid representation of characters that are like, yeah, this is the one I need. This is the only Martian Manhunter I'm going to need now. I don't need any more of him. Where does he go? Maverick, you're heading out. Hey, thanks for hanging. You see, you're not a fan of the clay face. Yeah, I mean, I like him. The quality of the plastic, that's the biggest thing. How the arms and the upper are just that kind of hollow crap. Yeah, well, one of my solutions, I think, to kind of editing some of my collection is to, I want to make some available to you guys. Oh man, see, we've been hanging out basically since this thing launched. I have it open in the other window and stuff, but I haven't really seen it. I haven't been keeping up if there's any activity on Instagram or anything. I posted one update, but those will be down the road. Let's see, we got people watching the video. Yeah, I got people watching the video. Yeah. What else we got, folks? Anything? Might start winding it down. I've been at it for a couple hours. Been drinking some water. I've been talking for 2 hours straight. And I've just been drinking soda. Hat switch. You might thin out your Marvel Legends a bit. What do we think, folks? Do we think there's going to be a mass exodus from Legends? I mean, yes, Ian, I do need to stay hydrated. I also have a tea. It's not necessarily the best hydration. Oh, Yeezy, thank you so much, my friend. Yeezy, I'm just thrilled that you're working on these. Actually, in case anybody's in here now that didn't see it earlier, Yeezy is rocking some 3D renders in ZBrush of Drop Shadow, and they're gonna be in the final version of the book. So very exciting. Hat switch. You think Legends is getting too much into the weeds? Easy to look at the Legends collection and say I have enough teams completed. Yeah. Yeah, I'm wondering, I guess, kind of what's my threshold, I guess, for the multiverse. I mean, I'm going to keep coming back, basically, for Batman and any version of his Rogues Gallery indefinitely. And, yeah, I'll get Justice League Dark, and I'll get a regular Justice League, and I'll get some of the Death Metal and the Dark Knight Returns and the White Knight and the kooky stuff, you know. But as far as the DC universe goes, like I have Zod, I have General Zod. I don't need too many more Superman characters. You know what I mean? I got a good Superman. I got a good General Zod. I'll have a good Superboy, Supergirl if they make Lois and Jimmy Olsen. And I don't need Brainiac personally. I don't need, I just don't. I like Batman. The rest of DC is cool. It's just not. I don't need the whole universe. So Shadow Wizard, just surprised there hasn't been a mass exodus from Black series. Well, I guess the thing that the Black series has that I like is when it feels like all the aliens and the characters that have weird, unique sizes and proportions are always like really cool sculpts and have like unique, cool tooling. Like my buddy got this, like the Ewok, and I was like, oh, this guy's fun as hell. And even I almost got the Jar Jar Binks just because it would be such a funny dumbass toy to have. But then I looked at it and I was like, this is actually kind of a good fig. So, all right, guys. Yeah, I'm gonna go get my hydration on. This has been freaking fantastic. Great day. We're $545 out of our $2,000 goal in 3 hours, a little over 3 hours. This is fantastic. I'm hoping we're on par to get that, Kickstarter's Project We Love, stamp of approval. That'll be a great little thing. But man, we're off to a great start. This is day 1 of 30. This is hour 3 of 30 days. So it's freaking awesome, guys. I mean, if we crush that goal, it's very promising. It's very promising for the future. And not just for people that want more of this, but just maybe more from before figs stuff. Eventually we'll look into things, like maybe a Patreon. I don't know what it's going to be. I want the thing to be available to everybody, but with the monetary incentive that can keep me, on the job, making cool stuff to share, etc. Yeah, something like a Patreon might be a cool way to do stickers, enamel pins, prints, posters or prints, like, man, I keep thinking, let's look at a couple just pieces. Like, I know a lot of you have seen hang on, floating. I know a lot of you have seen the Ninja Turtles piece that I did. This could be a rad sort of poster or mini print or something like in a Patreon type thing. I'm working on this Immortan Joe. Could be a cool print, mini print type thing. This gnarly fucking guy. That would be a good one. I'm also working on a similar. Oh, I see. I got a few. I'm working on this Dark Knight Returns Darkwing duck. There's even a little launch pad in the background there. I'm working on a. I want to do this like a serious portrait of Chairface Chippendale from the Tick. Yeah, I mean, those things could be fun. I've got an idea too for a similar kind of like a badass like hot rod gizmo duck. So yeah, I don't know. We got options. We don't have to have an answer today, but the promise, the potential, I think we can do some cool things. We can combine the figs, we can combine the art stuff, and I can get you allowance money. All right, gang. Thank you so much. Sincerely, truly, this is freaking awesome. The campaign is kicking ass. More than 25% of the way. In less than 3.5 hours. You guys are the best. Truly. It's great to have friends like you guys. It really is. And I hope you guys get as much out of the channel as I do, frankly, because this channel, past couple of years, has been very, very, very important to me. So, all right, folks. Peace out. Tell your friends. Get the word out. Whatever. We're gonna do great. So it's all truly appreciated, fam. I'll talk to you soon. Peace.